play number hex today. But before we start playing number hex, you need to understand how to play the hex. The hex is a very old game, and usually the game board is a lot larger than this. But the objective of the hex game is to connect your counter from your boundary. For example, if I'm blue, you have to connect your blue counters unbroken, so you have to make an unbroken chain of the counters from one blue end to the other blue end. If you reach the other side, so the unbroken chain, you win. It's quite a strategic game. I'll quickly give you some clues. So if you have your counter right here, there is no chance for red to stop you, right? So if you want to stop blue, the red should start blocking somewhere over here. So it's difficult. So it's quite difficult for blue to connect the chain past your line, right? So let's play number hex. This is a standard game of 6x6 hexagons. Now, if you have played Walk the Plank, if you haven't watched it, I'll put the information here. Game's quite similar because you're going to make a number using these dice. So, my recommendation was to play with 3 dice to start with. Now, we have 2 teams, red team and blue team. I would recommend if you may have to play the teacher against students first, or you play some team games. So let's start. The red is always the first team to play. You roll 3 dice, 1, 5, and 3. You have to make a number using these, a whole number. Using these 3 numbers, you can use multiplication, addition, subtraction, division. So I would go 5 times 3 plus 1 equals 16. So it's 16. That's red. Now blue. 5, 5, and 1. Maybe I go, now I want to stop this, or I can start my own chain. So remember, I have to put, the blue team has to make unbroken chain from one end to the other. So I would go 5 times 5 is 25, plus 1 is 26. 26. There. Red's turn. Oop. So let's do this. See, because I'm doing red now, I want to have 15, 5, 6, or 17. I want the number around there. Let's do 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 6 is 18. It's not 14. 14. So red goes on 14. Right? So I can start connecting. Blue's turn. Now I want 12, 27, 11, around that number. So if I go 5 plus 4 is 13. 5 plus 4 equals 13. Blue goes there. Now, got the game? So when students are having difficulties, I have 5x5 number hex board, or sometimes you just add a dice. Sometimes it helps too. Also, if your students start playing this game easily, I have 7x7 number hex board, which you need 4 dice. Also, I have a 7x6 board with different numbers, so larger numbers, so it's more challenging. So this is just additional information. If you want to play this game with, let's say, grade 5, grade 6 students, you may want to make students write a number sentence or number facts. 6 plus 1 times 5, and the student needs to follow the order of operation. If you're in USA, I think you use PEDMAS, and if you're in Australia, New Zealand, England, I think you use BODMAS. So in this case, multiplication needs to be done first. 5 plus 6 is 11. Or you might use so-called brackets, parentheses. I would go 3 plus 6 times 3, so that's 18, times 3 is 54, however 54 is not on the board. So in this case, let's try another one. So if you want to 1 plus 2 times 2. If you want to do 1 plus 2 first, you need to put them in brackets. Otherwise, the answer will be different, right? So this is for your 5 and 6. Of course, you can bring another dice in. 6, 6, 4, and 2. What can you do? So before you play this game, you may have a quick lesson of order of operations. That is going to be quite beneficial before you play the game. Another thing you can do is you can discuss what number or what numbers on the game board would be easier to make. I guess you need to work on, let's say, 1 or 36. If you have 3 dice, can you make 36? Or how can you make 36? It would be a good lesson to do before you start. Student may say 6 times 6 36 times 1 is 36. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. You can actually make a list of 36. That's a great way to prepare students for the game as well. So, hope you enjoyed the video.